I'm in Exodus 34 today, and there's some stuff in there I just thought I'd like to share with you. Uh, this is when Moses cuts the 2 tablets of stone. Previously, the 2 stones he'd come down and he broke because when he did come down in the previous chapter 33 is when they were making the golden calf. And actually, Yahweh and Moses sort of argued. Moses said, go down to your people, and God said, go down to your people, and Moses said, they're your people. And he said, if I go down, I might kill them, exterminate every one of them. He was really mad over the golden calf thing, but Moses prayed and repented for them. And in the previous chapter also, he had asked to see Yahweh, and that's when he hit him in the cleft of the rock. Before that, though, I'm talking again about in chapter 33 when God was so mad at him. He was so mad that he said he would destroy him on the way if he went with him. But, Moses said, if you don't go with us, we're not going. And he said the only way he would go is that all the people take their ornaments off. So I did a little background on that. And what that kind of means is when the people of the Israelites left Egypt, they didn't go out poor like a lot of movies show you that they went out poor. The Egyptians gave them all their jewelry, earrings, everything. They were just dripping with gold. And they had all that on, and that's actually what they made the golden calf with, is all the gold that they had got from the Egyptians. So God said, okay, I'll go, but the whole time we're going, there'll be no ornaments wore. So that meant that they couldn't wear any of the jewelry that they had left, or any of the fancy clothes or braided hair or anything like that. They had to go as if they were fasting the rest of the way, because God was really mad at them. Anyhow, I'm trying not to make this a very long thing, but in the next chapter 34, the one I'm in this morning, is when God pronounces his name. Backing up a little bit, he tells him if he'll take 2 more stones, that he will carve into them the 10 letters, 10 words, or most people say the 10 commandments. And he had asked before if he would let him see him, and he did, and he put him in a cleft of a rock and put his hand in front of them, and he passed before them. And he said that in the next place, he's on the mountain after all this stuff takes place, and Yahweh passes before him and says that his name is Yud Hey Vav Hey. Yud Hey Vav Hey is God, merciful and compassionate, slow to anger, rich in grace, showing grace to the thousands of generation, forgiving offenses, crimes, and sin, yet not exonerating the guilty, but causing the negative effects of the parents' offenses to be experienced by their children, and even by the 3rd and 4th generation. And we find out later on that he takes back that part, and everyone's responsible for their own sins. But anyhow, then in this chapter he goes on and says he's a jealous God, and that he tells them, the things not to do, not to let their daughters and wives assimilate into the world and prostitute themselves to the other gods. He tells them to keep the festival of matzah, which is Passover and unleavened bread. And he tells them to do that in the first month of Aviv, which is our March or April. And then, let's see, he tells them to keep the festival of Shavuot, which is Pentecost, and the festival of Ingathering, which is Tabernacle, 3 times a year. And then here's one thing that's usually confusing to people. It says, you are not to boil a young goat in its mother's milk. And a lot of people think that means don't eat cheese on your burger. That's not what that means. That means, in God's compassion, he did not want you to boil the goat in its own mother's milk, because the mother having compassion on the mother goat. That's what that means. So he's saying, write these terms down of the covenant. So there was terms to the covenant. And while he was there with Moses neither ate nor drank for 40 days while he took all the words of the covenant in. So all the words of God are very important to us. They were not done away with. But I'm trying just to make it short this morning. And anyhow, I just was sharing just a little bit of my Bible study. I'm hoping to get something like this started on a regular basis. So I hope that you got something out of it.